When you think of a bridge, what comes to mind? Probably something sturdy, safe, a symbol of connection. Well, I want you to forget all that. Today, we're going to places where a bridge isn't about safety, it's about survival. This is a world where every single step is a high-stakes gamble. On one hand, you have the engineering marvels that we see in our cities every day. And on the other, you have these terrifying, precarious lifelines where the difference between getting to the other side and a fatal fall is literally the width of one rotting plank. Our journey starts right there, on that razor's edge. So first up, let's look at bridges where modern engineering is just not a thing. In these places, survival means putting all your trust in materials that nature provides and that nature is constantly trying to take back. Our first stop is Pakistan's Hussaini Hanging Bridge, and honestly, just looking at it is enough to make your stomach drop. Forget about steel and concrete. This thing is a chaotic mess of frayed ropes and splintered planks, and every single one looks like it could snap at any moment. Crossing this thing is basically a four-step dance with danger. First, you have to commit. Then, you mind the huge, terrifying gaps between the planks. You hold on for dear life as the wind does its best to just rip you off the ropes. And there are no safety nets here. It's just you, the bridge swaying, and that furious river waiting below. All right, from decaying wood, we're now going to turn to an even more fragile material, grass. Yes, you heard that right. This is Peru's Quechua Bridge, and it's a living piece of Inca history, woven completely by hand from local grasses. Now, the most incredible thing here is the tradition, because grass rots, right? So every single year, the local communities get together and rebuild the entire bridge from scratch. When you step onto it, you're putting 100% of your faith in a craft that's centuries old. And let me tell you, this thing sways like crazy, giving you a gut-wrenching view of the deep gorge right below you. Okay, let's shift gears. We've seen primitive peril, but now it's time for some modern nightmares. These are bridges built with all our current technology, but they're designed in a way that creates this really unique psychological kind of terror. Welcome to the Royal Gorge Bridge in Colorado. We're talking about one of the highest suspension bridges in the entire world. It hangs 955 feet above the Arkansas River. The sheer scale of it just completely overwhelms your senses. It's pure vertigo. See, here, the terror is all in your head. You look down and your brain just sort of short circuits trying to process all that empty space. The wind is constantly blowing, making the whole bridge feel like it's alive. And the constant creaking of the wooden planks beneath your feet is this unsettling soundtrack to the whole experience. It's no wonder so many people get halfway and just turn back. Next, let's head over to Japan, to the home of the Ishimo Ohashi Bridge. It's got a nickname, and it's the perfect one, the roller coaster bridge. I mean, you can see why. From a distance, it doesn't even look like a bridge. It looks like a vertical wall you're somehow supposed to drive up. So what's the deal? Is it really that steep? Well, this terrifying look is partly an optical illusion. It's a trick of perspective that makes the gradient look almost impossible. The real reason it's so high is to let ships pass underneath, but that doesn't make the psychological effect on drivers any less real. But look, illusion or not, the incline is still dangerously steep. If you're driving in wet or icy conditions, a simple brake failure wouldn't just be an accident, it would be an absolute catastrophe. So, we faced rickety ropes, dizzying heights, and impossibly steep inclines. Now it's time for our final test, a bridge that combines pretty much all of those dangers into one ultimate challenge. Welcome to the ice gauntlet of Siberia. This is the Vitim River Bridge, and it is a complete nightmare checklist. It's a decaying old railway bridge. It's so narrow, there's absolutely zero room for error. Are there any railings or safety barriers? Nope, not a single one. For most of the year, its rotting wooden planks are covered in a thick layer of ice, and the whole time it's being hammered by these relentless Siberian winds. The locals, they have to cross this thing out of pure necessity. But then you get thrill seekers, adventurers who come from all over the world just to test their luck. Making it across safely is considered nothing short of a miracle, a real testament to surviving that constant swaying on those slippery, icy planks. So after a journey like that, what have we learned? These bridges, they aren't just crossings, are they? They're battlegrounds. They really showcase this timeless struggle between human ingenuity and the raw, unforgiving power of nature. And this fight isn't just limited to the bridges we've seen today. All over the world, we build these incredible structures that float above the clouds or stand strong against hurricane-force winds.
This battle between what we can build and what nature can throw at us is a constant theme.
These bridges are so much more than just a path. They're a physical representation of an internal fight we all understand, that human determination to push forward, even when every primal fear in your body is screaming at you to turn back.
And that really brings us to the final question. When you look at these paths, you have to ask yourself, why would anyone cross? Would you do it because you had no other choice? To honor a tradition that goes back centuries? Or would you do it purely for the adrenaline rush of doing the impossible?
Whatever the reason, the one truth that connects all of these places is undeniable. Here, out on the edge of the world, the line separating a full life from a final fall is terrifyingly thin. Sometimes it's just one step,